Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Notable Flow Show once again. Your boy Poseidon. I am repping Unusual Whales, brand new hoodie. Shout out Unusual Whales. What can I say? SI, another banger. I feel like I've hit SI millions of times. I didn't make millions of dollars, but we've hit it many times. I think the last time we played SI, 13 puts, stock went down to $7. Today, SI was like four-ish dollars. We saw the 2 puts, we saw the 4 puts, and I'm gonna review that tonight. Now it's down like 40%. So SI, we really like. All right, so let's get started. Now I'm gonna go through the notable flow from yesterday and show you guys the results. Just to see what did well, what didn't. So I'm gonna actually probably do this every night. Just to show that every flow doesn't work, right? For now. Some might take a lot of time, but not everything is perfect. So let's get started. Notable flow results from yesterday. Tap 57.5 calls for 420 expiration for 380,000. Again, these are from yesterday that I found. 40 cents to 1.4. This was a massive winner. I think there was some takeover news that came out, so obviously that really helped. URA 20 puts, 317 expiration, 675,000, 0.38 to 0.45. Not too bad for a small account. Hit a nice low of day as well. But again, premiums didn't move too much. S17.5 calls, 317 expiration, 230,000, 0.3 to 0.4. Stock went red. For some reason the premiums went up. Don't ask, don't tell. VX90 puts, 519 expiration, 1.8 million, 5.83 to 4.15. So again, this one did not work so far. Again, this is a May expiration, so I have to see if they're still holding, which I'll probably do in another video if the whales are still holding. But right now, these are down. These are down, right? And again, this is what we talked about in the charting, right? If it needs to hold a certain level, it needs to break a certain support, and obviously that it did not. It did not break that key support level. I kind of forgot what the number was, but that's all right. And then SKX was that Bell order from yesterday. They bought it right at the end of the market. A 45 call for 317 expiration for 200,000, only down $10. So it's not the biggest hit. Still got 9 days left until expiration. So yeah, those are the results. Obviously, Tap was the big winner. I'm sure there were some, throughout the day, but I'm not going to cover those. These are more of like the swing trades. But today, notable flow. What did I see? Obviously, the SI 4 puts for 317 expiration, 568,000. Stock is down to 2.6 or something after hours. So whoever bought these, congratulations. You are going to make a good amount of money, depending on how many contracts you got. But regardless, you will make money. SBNY 80 puts, 421 expiration, 1.44 million. Stock is down 6% afterwards. After hours. Remember, it's like $96 or the stock right now, so these are still out the money. I'm sure the premiums will move on these, but we'll find out. ACAM 15 calls, 721 expiration, 1.2 million. A lot of premiums on these. AMD 90 calls for 519 expiration, 910,000. AMD did hit a high of day today, so and I think it pulled back just a bit. We're gonna check the charts out and see what we got. XP 15 calls, 519 expiration, 309,000. PBF 50 calls, 421 expiration, 679,000. Last but not least, CP 75 puts for 421 expiration, 276,000. Now there's a lot more flow that I did post. If you go on Twitter, type #Poseidon. You can see all the posts I made. I maybe forgot 1 or 2 because I forgot the hashtag. But these were the ones that stood out to me the most. So again, I'm not going to chart SI. We're going to chart SPNY to see where this stock could go. So let's get started. So what did we see? I mean, I can show you guys at SI. I mean, again, it's just getting like, look at this. Just 4 puts, 317 expiration, 608,000. Literally look at all this ask volume and all this put premium volume, right? It's like a no-brainer, right? So yeah, we saw those for SI, but let's go to SPNY. SBNY, this is the one that caught my eye. You know, 80 puts for 421 expiration. The one we talk about, 5,000 in size, 1.24 million in premium, and the volume did increase. Actually, they did buy more. Even when the premium went higher, they did buy more. So 5,400 in volume at the ask. Heavy put premium. Someone knew something, right? Someone knew something. Now, if you look at the chart, let's get the chart out. Detach. Go. SBNY. Now we gotta go to the weekly. At the lows of the low. Oh my lord. Okay, so right now it's saying 95. Let's just do perfect 95. So if it holds, let's just put it. Where is this price? Let's just say it's not 95 flat. So again, it's gonna open here. Honestly, if it doesn't hold, there is some tiny support. Oh my god. Yeah, around 78. Some resistance here as well. So 89. I mean, yeah, 89 would be a good level. But wow, if it can actually break 95, which is basically where it's at right now, 70 is next. 70 is next. Because you got this area right here, right? Oh my god, man, what a disaster. It's amazing. I mean, you hit on the right side. This thing is gone. This thing is gone. But yeah, that's SPNY. I mean, if you want to, you know, make sure you have stops, this is the weekly chart. So I would say got some resistance at this wick of 114. I mean, we can go back to the daily. To be honest with you, I would just use low of day at 101, 101.65. But I don't think the stock is going to go higher. Why would it? With all this liquidation, all that stuff, I don't think it's going to go higher. So again, you can use the low of day from today as a resistance for a stop if you do enter these puts. What do we got next? ACAM 15 calls. ACAM was getting different types of. Oh wait a minute. No, I think this is the wrong stock. This is not ACAM. This is AMAM. Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, AMAM was getting tagged constantly. We got 721 calls for 12.5s. We got 15 calls for 721. We got 15 calls for 421. On and on and on, right? So, but the one that stuck out to me the most were these 15 calls for 721 expiration, 10,000 in volume. These chains just opened, right? So 11,000 in volume total, almost 1.5 million. IV is super high on these. So I don't know if there's something going on, if there's like an event going, you know, because it is a biotech stock. So I don't know if they're expecting, you know, FDA or whatever to announce something, but these guys are buying it. I mean, 11,000 in volume, 11,000 in volume. Now, if you look at the chart, what is the chart telling us? That's the most important thing. If you go, so if you can kind of see like a bull flag. Not necessarily bull flag, but I'm like it's flagging for sure. It's flagging, right? So, I mean, if it does what it's supposed to do based on flow, 13s with power, you got 11 first, right? 11, 14. But look at that. Look at that. I mean, if I was to stop, obviously if it goes to 7, that's gonna be pretty gnarly. That won't be too good. So I would probably just use this wick as a support at 8.51. If you do look at these IVs. For April, it's 187%. For March 17th, it's 223%. July, 158%. So again, I have no idea what could possibly happen, but someone is really liking this position. So again, the 12.5s and the 15 calls were getting slammed on the table. The stock is flagging. Stop below the lows. I want 8.51. Could be a stop. But I think we're going to see a nice move to the upside. We'll see. We'll find out tomorrow. The volume was actually very low today, so we'll see what happens. AMD. Yeah, I mean, you can see here. God, my typing has been bad. 95 calls, not 90. Or I guess I did. They're both. Okay, so they were hitting the 90 calls. I remember this at 11:30 or 11:25. They were hitting this at 1.1 million. So a total 1,700. And I guess they were also hitting those 84 puts. I remember not doing so well. And also 95 calls for 519 expiration for 3.6 million. So AMD, and they bought more at the end of the day, right? Ask volume 2,270, mid volume 168. That's over $1 million at close. So that's very important to note. Again, AMD had a very strong day today, compared to the overall market. Oh my God, let's delete this. So it's got to break 85.74, right? Pretty gnarly resistance around here. So 85.74. Got to break that resistance. I mean, you can kind of use this as a... See, I don't like this kind of trend line stuff, but I kind of keep it simple with just resistance above 85.74. You got some small resistance at 86.23. I would like it to see at the highs of 88. I think that will be a good spot. It's just, it's got to break. It's got to break this level to fill this area. I mean, right now, the good thing is above the 21, above the 8, above the 200, above the 50. The 8 crossed the 21. That's a good sign, but we just got to get over this 85.74. Then I can see a push higher to 88.94-ish. So definitely a good day for AMD. XP, this one was fun, but premiums didn't move too well. So XP was getting tagged with 14 calls in the beginning. These moved. These 14 calls that I posted, they moved. 0.7, they hit a high of 1. So that was good. I mean, $30 a con. Seems like they did sell a lot. They sold 10,000. Wow, okay. So they might have gone out. Actually, no. Wait. No, I'm sorry. Ignore me. I'm gonna have to find out tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, these moved. The 14 calls moved. Then also the 15 calls started to get swept for 347,000, right? 5,800 in volume. So yeah, they're still in. They just kept it. They didn't really add anything, but it was just at 10:30, so, or 10:35. So XP 15 calls. The average was around 60 cents. The low was 45, and I think right now it's still sitting at 60 cents. It had an insane day. It was up over 8% today. So in the beginning of the day, I was telling everyone I wanted to see it break this resistance here. Yeah, I know I use Wix as resistance, but I do like it because it did hit that price. It broke 12.52, which is good. And now we have this gap all the way to 13.56. Yes, you have some resistance right here at 12.98, which is basically where it closed. But if this moving average, this 8 estimate starts to curl, and if it holds 12.52, I don't see it having a problem hitting 13. I don't see it at all. It's just got to see how the overall market does. But this setup looks good. I mean, the SMA has to start curling a bit. But based on flow, they're targeting the 15 calls. So that's another $2.10 from the underlying. So 13.56 is going to be a good target. Again, 12.52 is definitely a good spot to see if it holds, because that was a previous resistance here. All right, EVF. EVF 50 calls for 421 expiration. Obviously, you can see they were just getting slammed on the table. And seems like they held most of the way. 803,000 in total, 3,100 in volume at the ask, but didn't do so well. So the highs were 270, average of 2.54, low hit 1.41. So I think it did sell off, and we're going to look at that right now. Yeah, it didn't have too good of a day, right? So we look at this, where did it close? 45, 46. So there is this previous resistance here, right? Back on January 27th, and right here as well, 217, 228. Now we're back to square one, right? So it needs to hold 45.56. If it does, there is this resistance here, 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 here. So 47.3. It's got to hold 45.56. The 8 SMA is around 46.26, which it lost. So I would like to see it at least hold this 45 level, because if not, it does get pretty ugly. I mean, kind of held at 43, but if it breaks here, you got some room to the downside in this area. So gotta hold 45.56 to hopefully get a bounce back to the 47s. But if it does break below 45, 43s can't come quick. Can't come quick. All right. Last but not least, CP. I think these came in close to end of day. 75 puts for 421 expiration. We're getting slammed on the table. Almost at the end of the market as well. 1,200 in volume. 315,000. Average of 2.49 a contract. The low hit 230. So it's definitely right up there. But yeah, I mean, you can see that it got swept. You know, basically the whole from 10 a.m. got some 72.5s. Got some, I think it's the same ones. Yep. And then the 75s just kept getting swept. Now, if you look at the chart, CP, Canadian Pacific Railway. Well, now this is a great example on how you can use the SMA, 200 SMA. It is literally hanging on a thread. As you can see here, it held for the most part, right? I mean, it did go below at this point, but it technically held and pushed higher. Look where we are now. They're expecting a break below the SMA. So 75.27 is that SMA right there. If it breaks below, I will not be surprised at all if it tests 74.08. If it goes below 74.08, 72s, they got dividends coming up on March 30th. But it seems like this bet is based on this 200 right here. So that's what you want to watch. If it breaks below the 200 SMA, well, you got this 74, no problem. You do have some resistance here at 75.82. You know, this previous support acting as new resistance, so that could be a good stop unless you want to hold longer. That looks like a good level to me. But I think they're betting on this losing the 200. All right. Well, that's it for the Notable Flow Show. Congrats on SI, SBNY, and honestly, the Notable Flow from yesterday. I mean, they did really well. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm on Twitter all day, Twitch every day. Yeah, I thank you all for all the support. I'm just going to keep doing this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.